Anyway, the video that I want to talk to you about is, well, after I watched the clip from Kevin Johnson, I just want to say the shocking news that has been abroad is that Donald Sterling has been banned from the NBA activities for life. That looks like a severe punishment, so it's probably the remaining of his 20 years. That's if he lives till 100, but it's still hard to believe that what he said has brought a real surprise on most of the NBA players. The silent protests has affected the whole NBA league, not just the Los Angeles Clippers. But the fact is that the question is, will the Clippers continue to start redemption? Will they rise to beat NBA champions under new ownership? That's the question that kind of still remains, because unfortunately it turned out that the Clippers have struggled over years, but now they're on the verge to an NBA championship, and they were leading the series. So, fortunately, the odds are at 50-50 between Clippers and Warriors, and the fact is that the Clippers may have a slight chance to advance. But what's the question going to remain with the Clippers remaining? I mean, with the ownership. That the fact is that one friend asked me that will they stay in the NBA? It still is part of the NBA. They can't sell it, go to another league, unless they go to a team in Europe or I don't know whatnot. But if that was the case, they can't be the Los Angeles Clippers anymore. They have to get a new owner, or they get one of their assistant presidents to be part of all the NBA activities and stuff. And the fact that Donald Sterling has been banned for life has really hit and struck terror, apparently. So, unfortunately to that, it's been a real surprise that the fact that the NBA has been real shooken up that and brought so much movement to what you cannot bring discrimination, prejudice from the 1960s, basically Jim Crow and slavery nonsense, to today with sports and basketball. That so much movement has done, and that race is still in existence, and you can't really act like there is no existence to it whatsoever, because it still goes on today, and there is still prominent stuff going on today, and still historic accomplishments from black basketball players, much less to Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, and Michael Jordan, black basketball player who shook the NBA foundation, winning 6 championships. I don't know any other player that won 6 championships on one sole team. Time will tell, to say the least. Yeah, on one sole team. And Kobe Bryant is one championship away from doing that. And, who knows when's that going to come around? Time will tell, to say the least. So, I don't know what goes on from there, quite frankly. So that's what I got to say to that. And next thing to say is, Donald Sterling's relationship with his mistress and his girlfriend. Why are you telling her what to do? This is weird. You tell her that she can't associate with black commentators. That's quite an odd thing to believe. And I don't know what's going to happen, but will Magic Johnson take over his ownership as the Clippers? It may be unusual, but the fact that he did play for the Lakers, but he doesn't have a chance to play for ownership. But for the Clippers, it seems like he may have a chance to own the Clippers. That'll be great. I don't know how's that going to shake up the Los Angeles Clippers, where it goes from there. That's what I got to say to that. It could make a difference, but it won't make as much. They still remain a strong team with ownership, but it could change the attitudes of the current players on the Clippers, much less to Doc Rivers. That the fact that he cannot leave, it could affect him from leaving his coaching of the Los Angeles Clippers, because this is his first season as the NBA head coach. So he's doing so much. He's continuing his work with the new team, with Boston on the verge of rebuilding, and he decided to leave the Clippers and leave the Celtics, and that he moved on as much as Paul Pierce, Garnett did. I honestly wish all 3 of those guys, even the coach, Doc Rivers, went to the Timberwolves. Garnett could return to his old team. That's what I got to say to that. But fortunately, him and Garnett remained on the same team, and they couldn't trade him because, well, probably the Brooklyn Nets want to get rid of him. So I guess that's what happened from there, to say the least. What I gotta say to that? So it's been a real surprise in that it's kind of weird that that conversation was leaked over TMZ. If that didn't happen, I don't know how that would happen, but yeah. To the main topic, to wrap up this video, I gotta say the video that I just saw was phenomenal. For what Kevin Johnson said, it was great, and the fact that he looked back in history and The people I talked about, Bill Russell, Michael Jordan, they weren't even talked about, but players like Jackie Robinson, Jason Collins, Muhammad Ali, who made great wonders, and that the fact that races still exist, and even in sports, the fact that the love of sports is in existence, and it really shook a lot of things up. Even with Steve McNair, who hasn't been mentioned, who was 1 yard away from the Super Bowl, but Doug Williams, first Black American quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So, it's great how they stand together, which has been a real surprise. That the fact that they're not just doing it for the money, they enjoy playing basketball and serving the entertainment for the audience. Because without the audience and all the media promotions they have, there would be no NBA. How would they make their money? So, I don't know. That's what I really got to say to that. And quite frankly, that was a great movement that the NBA has done. Donald Sterling has been banned for life, and it's been shameful for what he had to say. The fact that this is a big deal, I'm not complaining about it because this seems very important. That what he said, that he feeds them clothes and stuff like that, because he's an owner, he probably says some term that he owns black people, because the NBA Clippers are filled with black people, and there's some white people. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that you say it in that term kind of seems like you're talking like it's the freaking 1800s or 1900s, like it's Jim Crow. So that's what I gotta say to that. So anyway, that's my video. I know it seems rambling, but I don't know, the video that Kevin Johnson did was phenomenal, and then Donald Sterling is banned, so unfortunately, wish him best of luck in his future endeavors, but I don't think he's fired, but we don't know what's next from there, so have a nice day. Peace out.